I swear, Australia does something to you. You arrive here thinking, oh, I'm just moving countries, new time zone, new weather, slightly different supermarket layout, but then you catch yourself doing things you never expected before and you take a good hard look at yourself in the mirror and go, wait, who am I? And the wildest part is that it all feels strangely natural. It's like the country's gently rewired your brain and you secretly love it. So today we're diving into the 9 strange habits you pick up when you live in Australia. Let's start with number 1. And remember, Australia is a massive continent. My experience might be very different from your experience when you come here. Number 1, you stop playing a character. In the UK, we're terrible for the over-politeness, and at first it seems quite lovely and charming, and then you realise it's kind of something we've dug ourselves into and we struggle to get out of it because we think in almost every situation you have to be overly polite to be kind, and we also have the terrible habit in the UK of worrying about other people's opinions of us. And I know we all experience this wherever you're from, but it kind of feels like next level in the UK, and you actually start changing your behaviour just to please other people. You start becoming someone you're not, smiling when something has really hurt you, saying thank you when somebody has, wronged you. And you come to Australia and you start making mates with other Australians, or if you're like me, you married one. You realise that Australians can smell the fakeness and the over-politeness and you trying to be someone you're not from miles away, or kilometres away I should say. Do you think that Brits are very over-polite and worry a lot about what other people think, so they put it on extra?
I think in generalised conversation, yes.
Yeah.
But I think that I think British people do care a lot about what you think.
Yeah.
But Aussies just want authentic, I think.
Yeah.
They want it's that larrikin culture of being able to have a laugh and not take yourself too seriously.
Thanks for your input.
No worries at all, everybody. We're matching. In a biscuit.
Oh no. 5 second roll. Number 2, you fall in love with the outdoors again. Do you remember when you were a kid and you wanted to go outdoors a lot and you want to go to the woods and build a rope swing and get on your bike and things like that? I was a bit like that. But when you become an adult in the UK, especially when winter comes around, which kind of does feel like a 6-month season, some days we literally only get 6 hours of daylight and it's rainy and it's grey. It's so easy to just plug yourself into the couch, turn on Netflix and just chain drink and eat tea and digestive biscuits. Whereas you come to Australia and you realise what an impact the weather has on you. I've mentioned this before, we often get seasonal affective disorder in the UK, a lot of us do anyway, which is a type of depression caused by lack of sunlight, and it just makes you feel rubbish. And also if you live in a city like Brisbane or Sydney, even Melbourne to a certain extent, you see a lot of locals getting outdoors, getting walks in, doing the free council-led fitness and yoga classes, getting on their bikes, running, and actually making the most of the outdoors. The amount of people I see with picnic baskets, pitching up in a park here in Brisbane for date nights and family gatherings, and how it's such a big thing to get a load of food and cake in and go to the park with one of those public barbecues and have a birthday party there. And I work from home, so now if I don't leave the house I just go mad. I just go crazy. Quick reminder, if this video gets over 25,000 likes, I will go play a proper game of NRL. If that's something you want to see, hit that like button. Number 3, you visit the bakery a lot more often. You thought we liked a bakery in the UK, wait till you come to Australia. Bloody love it here. A really big thing here is Vietnamese bakeries that serve a hybrid of British, Australian baked goods and also Vietnamese things like rice paper rolls, with a satay dip, banh mi, which is basically meat and bread. I have the tofu version as I'm vegetarian, but is still unreal. And then of course they've got your classic donuts, cakes, meat pies, sausage rolls, cookies, all of that stuff. But it's amazing because you can walk into one of these places. Everywhere I've been, the people have been so lovely and welcoming, and you come out with the best food hall ever, which makes you feel like you've travelled to several different countries all in one day. Number 4, you learn to laugh at yourself. You know when you've truly made a friend with an Australian because they're not afraid to poke a bit of fun at you. It's not like that toxic workplace banter that we have in the UK where everyone gathers round and that manager cracks a joke at your expense and everyone laughs at you and you actually feel really small about yourself. No, it's like poking fun at you, but it's done with a very endearing, loving quality. And even if it is like a bit brutal sometimes, it doesn't feel anywhere near as harsh as it does if you're in the UK. And it's funny because I'm not perfect at always getting it. Sometimes an Aussie might crack a joke at my expense, and I do sometimes take it to heart and think and get a bit sensitive, like not openly, but inside I'm a bit like sensitive about it, like, oh, do they not like me? But then I realise it's actually because they were trying to build some sort of connection, and I'm like, oh, that's quite nice actually. And what I've learned is that Aussies often use humour to connect. They don't want to get bogged down in all the unnecessary boring small talk. It's like crack a joke or two, gets you laughing, and you're already having a much better day. Hopefully this is something I can keep doing when I do visit friends and family back in the UK. Number 5, you learn how to deal with a real storm. I experienced my first cyclone here in Brisbane, the most terrifying experience of my life. I've done my Gold Duke of Edinburgh award, so. But then I realised after doing a bit of research that these cyclones, they actually ruin people's lives. They destroy people's businesses, their homes, and they can even kill people. And then I realised, oh, this is serious, and I need to take it seriously. So we stocked up on water. My wife taught me about what to do if the power cuts out, or if the water cuts out, what to do if there's fires or flash flooding. And a lot of Aussies told me that this cyclone wasn't even as bad as previous ones, in that it could have been a lot worse. And I was very thankful and grateful to God that we didn't get absolutely destroyed. And it doesn't just stop at cyclones. There are extreme lightning storms that we seem to experience on a regular basis in summer. Like I mentioned, there's flash flooding, which is a lot more serious than it sounds, and there's a whole heap of different things that, oh my word, you're like, I didn't even know extreme weather until I came here. And it's funny, this chaos, it does teach you a lot of resilience. I feel a lot more street smart when it comes to weather now, and while I haven't experienced the extremes of Australian weather, I feel like I have a lot better chance at surviving extreme weather than I did when I was just living in the UK. By the way, if you're feeling a bit stuck in your home country and you want to rebuild life abroad, somewhere like Australia like I did, I actually write a free weekly newsletter with a load of helpful tips and fun little stories. So if that sounds good, I'll leave it in the first link in the description below, or you can scan this QR code here. Let's get back to it. Number 6, you become absolutely obsessed with sun safety. Now whenever my parents leave the house without sunscreen, I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you trying to hurt yourselves? I love you guys. Not all Australians are like this, but a lot are very, very sun safety conscious. A sun safety campaign here, Slip Slop Slap by Cancer Council, absolutely amazing. Now, British skin plus Australian UV, absolute nightmare, trust me. I once went paddleboarding on the Gold Coast, thought I don't need sunscreen, it's cloudy. The UV was extreme. I only realised that after. I got so sunburnt, I was like a tomato. Had the flight the next day, and whenever I was wearing a car seat belt in the taxi, it was sheer brutal pain. And I wouldn't wish it on my own worst enemy, which actually I think was that mozzie that bit me 2 weeks ago. And I know a lot of people are worried about some of the chemicals in sunscreen. So what I would recommend is find yourself a natural sunscreen, one that uses something like zinc. A zinc-based sunscreen, from my research, is one of the healthiest for your skin, and it is really serious, right? Because in Australia it has some of the highest amounts of skin cancer in the entire world, and I've seen both British and Australian relatives have to have skin cancer cut out of all sorts of parts of their body, and it's a horrible experience. Number 7, quoting Kath and Kim. If you've never seen Kath and Kim, it is a brilliant comedy. It's on Netflix in Australia right now, and it's about a mother, Kath, and her daughter Kim, and their life together, trying to watch Australian TV every single week because we don't have like a Foxtel thing. And I didn't think I would start quoting, you know, Australian TV shows as if I were a local, and then I walk around the house, I'm tidying up, I'm making brekkie, and I'm saying it's nice, it's different, it's unusual, and I'm like, what has become of me? Number 8, my cooking has improved. One of the things I noticed when I first moved here is that a lot of the fresh produce in the grocery stores here, a lot of it's grown in Australia, and it means you kind of have to adapt your cooking and your recipes to cook with the seasonal ingredients like you would have done back in the day, I guess. And it becomes a bit like a game, going to the supermarket and thinking, oh, they don't have that in stock today, but they do have this. And also a lot of the major supermarkets like Coles and Woolies, they often have a greengrocer's right outside with, in my opinion, even fresher, even better smelling fruit and veg. It's been really fun cooking with seasonal stuff, and actually it's taught me a bit more about agriculture, but it does teach you to think ahead a little bit more. Number 9, you do less online shopping. Now, my Amazon Prime Australia account will probably disagree with this, but as I work from home, I sometimes get a bit of cabin fever. Even when I've done my run in the morning, I start getting a bit bored and a bit lethargic. And so this is a great excuse to get out of the house and support some local shops, the local economy. So now when I want to buy something, I don't just default. Is this true? I don't always default to buying it online. I will think, oh, can I get this at a proper brick and mortar shop? And it's nice because it does teach you to slow life down a bit. You don't need everything right here, right now. You don't need that. Everyone tells you to just get Uber Eats and DoorDash that and order all your clothes from that really cheap fast fashion website because they do next day delivery and you're just going to throw it in the bin a few weeks later. And you realise, no, I don't need to do that. I can just slow down and like enjoy life a bit more. And slowing life down a bit more and reducing the amount of, dopamine you get from social media and shopping, not to get too deep, it feels really good, and Australia has really helped me to do that, and I'm very grateful to Australia. And the thing is about all of these habits I've picked up, they all stack on top of each other, and you suddenly find that you're, not to sound cringy, but you're a much more different person than you were before. And you go back home to your home country, and your friends and family do take a second look at you, and they do think you're a bit of a weirdo sometimes because you do all these weird new habits now, and they're like, miss the old you. But Australia shapes you without forcing you into it. They say, give this a go, mate. We think you like it. And turns out, you do like it. But don't click away yet. If you enjoyed this video, I know you will absolutely love this one here, all about the 7 free things in Australia that Brits waste money on every single day back in the UK. So click that and I will see you over there. Take care.